It is important to keep your little ones safe when it comes to cleaning out your cabinets and keeping harmful substances out of reach. But what can you do if they accidentally get a hold of something that can hurt them? That's what we're talking about today. Dr. Teresa Baker from the Infant Risk Center at Texas Tech joins us, along with Jeannie from the Texas Panhandle Poison Center, which we talked to earlier this week. And we're going to be talking about the medicine cleanout, but we want to focus in on some of the pregnancy risk in terms of the medicine. You guys have an app where people can go, moms to go, I can't take this, I can take this.
That's right. At the Infant Risk website, you can download the app. It's right there. It's called Mommy Meds app, and any mother can download it onto their cell phone, and she can take it to the Walgreens or CVS or wherever, and it even has a barcode reader that you can scan the medicine, and then it immediately pops up whether it's safe or not in both pregnancy and breastfeeding. It's been very helpful for a lot of even fathers that are sent to the drugstore when they've got little ones at home.
I remember when we were going through Michelle's first pregnancy, my wife, and wanting, can you take Advil? I don't know.
Yeah, so
well,
it's
let's
a
check.
nice reference.
It's just right there. Let's talk about the medicines that we have in our home right now, or could have in our home, that have a potential to cause major harm to our kiddos if they get into them.
Yeah, we have to be cognizant, especially when we've got toddlers or kiddos that are climbing in cabinets and whatever. And some of the big ones are antihypertensive drugs, and especially the ones like clonidine that come in patches.
Okay.
So if it's a patch, the child might misunderstand that it's a Band-Aid and put it on. Same thing for a lot of hormonal medicines come in patches, so you have to be careful about patches. Diabetic medicines can be very dangerous. Antidepressants, especially tricyclic antidepressants like trazodone, a very small exposure can be extremely dangerous to infants. Opioids can obviously be dangerous. And then over-the-counter medicines, unfortunately, a lot of them taste good, so the children look for them.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, so the medicine now kind of tastes that way. That's one thing that you got to really be careful about.
Yes, you do. Yes,
okay, what regular over-the-counter stuff that we would typically have that could pose a major risk as well?
Tylenol's one of the biggest, wouldn't you agree, and aspirin. Tylenol and aspirin are the two over-the-counter medicines that we really worry about having exposures to children.
Okay, Jeannie, let's say something happens, worst case scenario, they get a hold of something like this. There is a number to call. Let's talk about that.
Right, we want everyone to put the phone number for the Poison Control Center into their cell phone. It's 1-800-222-1222. And that way, if a child gets into anything at all, they can call and ask. They may not need to go to the hospital. If they'll just call and talk to one of our nurses, and we'll help decide whether or not they need to see a physician or not.
And let's be honest, if you're like me, in a lot of homes in Amarillo, we put the medicine up in the cabinet or on the shelf, and we go about our lives, and next thing you know, there's a bunch of stuff up there that we haven't finished off, that's old. Now is the time to get rid of them. So, Jeannie, I want to talk about real quick what we're doing this weekend.
So we have the medication cleanout coming up this Saturday at Texas Tech. So it's 1300 South Coulter, right across the street from Northwest Texas Hospital. It's a drive-through. They'll come between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and just drive up. We'll walk up to the window, ask a few anonymous survey questions, and then we'll accept their medications for disposal. We're also accepting sharps for disposal.
And this is anonymous. No questions asked. You take the medicine, you take it away, and you're out. You're done.
We asked some basic questions. Did you bring us sharps today? What's your zip code? But nothing that would identify an individual, just things to help us out with our program.
Very good. And Dr. Baker, it's also a good idea. I know that we may be thinking about what's in our home that our kids could get into, but a lot of times we go over to grandma's house, we go over to friend's house. It's about having those conversations as well.
Absolutely. It's a big risk for toddlers, especially at grandparents' houses that have lots of medications at their fingertips. But also, when you've got teenagers around, then you're not sure if people are abusing or looking to explore unintentionally, and we need to be cognizant.
Keep an eye on that. Okay, ladies, thank you so much for being on the show. Dr. Baker, we always love it when you come in and visit. And Jeannie, good to see you twice in 1 week.
Thanks.
Coming up, our friend Giacomo